Hello people, so another month, another Dragon Ball Super manga chapter, and gotta say, I like this chapter a lot more than chapter 50. Three things that did well that I appreciated a lot, which I'll get into as the review goes along. But obviously, the pacing of the chapter was great. Like, it flowed quick, and it was obvious there was an effort on the part of Toyotaro to, like, get in certain plot points and get them done. It's like, for instance, like, Vegeta arriving on Planet Yardrat by the end of this chapter, great. And it only took a week, and we didn't have to explore through that week. I mean, it was a time skip, so there you go. So we don't have to wait around. Vegeta's already on Planet Yardrat. We're going to find out what he's going to learn, I guess, in the next chapter. I guess a couple of days have already went by since Vegeta separated from Goku. So, like I said, the pacing in this chapter was great. So, start off with a chapter, I guess. The business on Namek has been taken care of. New Namek. Moro's had his fill of absorbing energy. There's nothing left to absorb. So he abandons ships. It's like I'm done with Namek, so I can move on, find other planets for me to absorb where there's life energy. I like the deal they have with the subordinates. Obviously, Sangambu is probably one of the heavy hitters of the other leagues of Moro. I believe there's another fighter by the name of 7-3 or something beyond those lines. He's the fighter that looks like Hit. I like it introduces, obviously, these side characters obviously have a much bigger role now they're landing on Earth by the end of this chapter. But Moro moves on with his subordinates. Sangabu, we've got more exposure to other subordinates as well. Meanwhile, you have Goku on the Galactic Patrol ship. I did find it funny how we come to find out the Galactic Patrol, even though he's technically naked, he asked for his crown. And we also come to find out that Jacko, for all this time, has been going around pantsless. So that brings irony to his relationship with Tights, I would think, wouldn't you think? So it's like Goku is thinking a way of trying to combat, obviously, Moro. Meerus getting ticked off because they realize they can't do anything at this point. We find out that Majin Buu's passed out. He's asleep again, so I guess there's no chance of... Buu's had his time to shine, but I think there's going to be a chance for someone else to show up, especially with the direction that the arc is heading in. And then we cut to Vegeta, and I guess he gives us more explanation, not too much more, on what his objective is. Obviously, with the Galactic Patrol member that's obviously cruising towards Planet Yardrat, it says it take him a week to get there, and by the end of this chapter, obviously a week has gone by. But Vegeta does say the Yardratians have some interesting techniques that could be useful. Now, plural techniques, not just one, not just instant transmission. And like I said in the previous review, there's no point in Vegeta going all the way to Yardrat just to learn instant transmission when we already have two fighters among us that can use it. There's no point. We're going to learn a different technique, completely different to Goku. That's the whole point. That's what actually Goku confirms that himself. He says there's no... Vegeta's trying to learn something new because our old ways of fighting just aren't going to cut it. They're just not against Moro. So unless they have a technique to block the magic absorption, the energy absorption of Moro, I think Buu did it, but other than that, Buu's unconscious, so he can't do anything. So Dakaio's out of the picture. Rely on some marketing type of deal. They're going to have to come up with something different. I've been saying that from the get word go. So it could be a barrier, similar to how Goku used it in his fight with, I guess, Universe 9. Even Vegeta learned this technique because obviously the fight with Gohan and Lavender, Goku and Vegeta was able to learn a barrier. It was Gohan's idea, and obviously it helped out. So I guess maybe something to that extent. If not, then it's going to be completely something new. So I like that they're keeping it not so obvious what Vegeta's going to learn. Obviously, people are going to think it's instant transmission. I don't think it's that cut and dry, personally. Back to where Moro's like, oh. He was asked, don't you think we should trace after the two fighters that got away? And Moro's like, yeah, they could be formidable, but it doesn't matter. We'll ignore them in a fear. Approach me, I'll kill them. Obviously, Moro's also going to get stronger through absorbing energy. But it's like, and this is the other part of the chapter I really love. The second part was, I guess, the world building, the lore of more introduction to other planets, or reintroduction to other planets within Universe 7. We go to planet Zoom, fought against Vegeta, Pui. That's his home planet, which I think there's also a retcon in this part where, because the last time we was on that planet when during the Pui fight, it's pretty obvious that place was deserted. Here we have full inhabitants, the same race. So, and they're getting dismantled by the subordinates of Moro. And I do like how Moro isn't even getting involved. He's just absorbing energy, and it's kind of like a deal they've got on. So we'll take care of the fodder and take care of the riches. You can absorb the energy, so that's the deal. So I just these underlings, maybe they could have a major role within this arc. And you have the fighter who looked like Hit. He was about to kill one of the race that looks like Pukui, I guess, and he was told no, don't do it because Moro needs energy to absorb, so he can't waste any light on there. For the people of Zune, because they're getting slaughtered. We have lookalikes. We do go to another planet with, I guess, a lot of sort of animals, and it could be the same place that we saw Whis and Meerus when they were fighting somebody with the first time we got introduced to in the Dragon Ball Super anime. We have a lot of beasts like that. Like I said, speaking of lookalikes, there was a female character that the upper half of her looked very reminiscent to that of Android 21 in a margin state. Just look very closely. Obviously, the hair's different, but look very closely. The more interesting it makes the arc. Hopefully, they matter. But then we go back to the ship, and obviously, this is one of the most important parts of the chapter, in my opinion. See, they can't track down Moro. He's way too fast absorbing energy from distant planets, so obviously, he can't be detected. Into Meerus, even if you were to find him seriously, if you were fighting seriously, we don't really get a response, but then it cuts to Goku to asking Meerus to spar with him, to fight with him. And Meerus is like, he's hesitant at first. First I'm like, why? Is there something he's hiding? And I think it's pretty obvious during this fight goes on. Yeah, he's hiding something for sure. He's in base. He can't land a hit on Meerus. The fact that he's able to dodge every attack. Goku cranks it up to Super Saiyan. And even Jacko's like, yo, you need to calm it down. I know the location, so let's do this. They go to a room, I guess it's similar to that of the gravity room in the Capsule Corp ship. Or you could say it's a ship reminiscent to Barbary's ship. I don't know, you can one of the two. But either way, Goku's in base. He can't land a hit on Meerus. Like I said, he cranks it up to Super Saiyan. It's hard to say if it goes in Super Saiyan 2. But either way, he still can't land a hit. And he's dodging, and I'm going to get to this in a minute, but it's like very elegant, like very graceful. Goku still can't land a blow, even in Super Saiyan 3, which I thought was pretty cool. He cranks up to Super Saiyan 3, doesn't land one single blow, and Goku charges up, still can't land the technique, and I guess he goes from there to Super Saiyan God. It's kind of the reverse of what we saw in the other, with Moro absorbing Goku's energy in the previous chapter. But before that fight goes any further, no, you need to call it, otherwise you'll destroy the room and you'll probably destroy the ship. But just the fact that Goku could not land a hit on Meerus shows there's something to Meerus that meets the eye, and I don't think it's the Galactic Patrol uniform. Or when I look at the actual design of, take away like I said, the Galactic Patrol uniform, and just add a halo. Doesn't he resemble that of an angel himself? And just look at, now I'm not making any assumptions just now, but I'm just giving my perception of definitely a connection between him and Whis, or at least the angels, because number one, it's just the way the fight went down. The fact that Goku couldn't land a blow, now it's hard to say even in God mode what Goku could have done, but I'm pretty sure it may have been more the same. We don't know. Things like that are very rare. In fact, it's actually confirmed. Goku's like, just like I thought, I've got it. How about you train me? And Goku says, I'm looking to reach a level where I move independently with my body alone without thinking. We know he's referring to Ultra Instinct. So why would he ask Meerus to train him like this unless he doesn't know the technique himself? And Meerus is like, got it. Goku's like, am I wrong? And Meerus is like, okay, I'll train you. So just the way, I don't think it's a coincidence. Now, I'm not saying he's an angel. He could be the same race. We don't know much about the angels as it is. So I thought that was a pretty cool part of the chapter that Toyotaro gave us with Meerus, because we really don't know much about him. And the thing that really irks my mind is we know from, even though it's obviously a game, the Nintendo Switch version of Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. We don't know of Celis, and he's pretty much a former member of the Galactic Patrol, even though he's also a time patroller. But just that lore alone just makes it seem like it's not just cut and dry the average Joe members in the Galactic Patrol. So why did he become a Galactic Patrol member in the first place? And are we going to learn more about Meerus? I hope so. I just think, obviously, he may not be an angel. I could be talking out my ass here. But I definitely think there's definitely a coincidence. The way he just moves around reminds me of Whis. And other than that, to avoid Goku, Goku's never managed to land a single significant blow on Whis. And unless you can count the fact that Goku bit Whis' hand, and even that's debatable because obviously Whis got him in that predicament because he was like trying to show him a technique on Topo to not let his guard down. So, and now we have a second character that's avoided Goku on every front in a obviously Goku wasn't fighting at full power, but even so, I do find that very, I don't think that's a coincidence at all, and it could also explain why Whis isn't involved in this arc any further. Maybe this is it, because he found somebody similar to Whis who can move like Whis to teach him the ropes of how to master his movements in Ultra Instinct. And this chapter alone, like I said, I could be talking out my ass, but I definitely think there's a connection there. What do you guys think about Meerus? Because it raises a lot of questions. The first thing is the fact that Goku would not have asked him that unless he was aware of Ultra Instinct himself. And we know for a fact that all the angels, possibly Whis, knows Ultra Instinct because he's never been hit with a blow from Goku or Vegeta or both ever. Unless, like I said, unless you count the bites of the hand, and even that's debatable. But even so, it's like, yeah. And now here we have Meerus, who's just avoided Goku on every front, even in Super Saiyan 3, which, other than Meerus, nobody else has shown that feat, ever. So, and we've seen this character before when he was, like, captured by Meerus. He arrived on Earth by the end of the chapter, possibly on a planet called Earth. So that's what leads them to there. And that's how the chapter ends. We also find out that, like I said, Vegeta arrives on planet Yardrat, and that's how the chapter ends. So the fact that she's been moving to Earth kind of means it's going to be a longer arc than we thought. And number two, he gets some side characters from the underlings of Moro a chance to shine because Moro isn't on Earth yet. However, I get the feeling when things heat up, he's going to sense what's going on and he's going to arrive on Earth himself. It kind of makes things predictable, but even so, the execution, and that's the only thing that's predictable, like going to Earth. However, the way they went about it isn't, so I appreciate that. Also, the fact we're going to find out what Vegeta is going to be up to, what's he going to learn, and even if he does, will that be enough? Because as much as I want Vegeta to get some significant role, it's obviously his character's been set up for it, but he does say, I'm not going to be outshined like that or outwitted like that again by Moro or by anybody else who has stupid underlings or by Kakarot. So he's going to learn something new. Goku's going to learn more about Ultra Instinct thanks to Meerus. I definitely think there's a connection there. Let me know what you guys think. And Vegeta to get that role of a one-on-one fight with Moro, I get the feeling this is going to be either a 2-on-1, 2v1. Obviously, we know Moro's going to be way stronger by that point. So it's either going to lead to fusion, or Goku is going to trigger Ultra Instinct, or something along those lines. But Vegeta may get the last technique in. Maybe. But it's hard to say for sure. But the great thing about this, with Goku and Vegeta off training out of the picture, this gets the opportunity to introduce side characters on Earth, a chance to shine, possibly Piccolo 17. I don't know about Gohan. It depends on where Tyrantara stands. The ones to fight this group. It'd be kind of cool to see 17 go up against Moro at some point, because that'd be an interesting fight. Because number one, the fact that he's an android, would Moro's energy absorption work on 17? Or they could just throw a curveball and have Frieza show up. Because remember what Frieza said by the end of Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. He says, I will be back to claim Earth as my own someday. And then he left. So maybe he'll show up. Maybe. But there's definitely room enough in this arc. I don't know how much, but I mean, they could just have Goku and Vegeta just appear out of nowhere in the next chapter. You never know. But I definitely hope this goes in the direction where other characters get the chance to shine. If that's where this goes, who knows? Maybe they can flip the table and have Broly show up. Yeah, wouldn't that be a twist in the tale with Broly showing up? Oh man, like I said, the possibilities are endless. What do you guys think about Vegeta on Planet Yardrat? What's he gonna learn? What do you think about Meerus now? Because there's obviously something more to him. Do you think there's a connection with any connection at all with the angels, or do you think it's not possible? But either way, thought this was a great chapter. I've talked long enough. Let me know what you guys think down below. Well, that's going to do it for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball Super. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.